I am David Sloyer. I call myself an art photographer. I shoot photography with art in mind. I don't do portraits. I don't do figure modeling. I don't do boudoir. What I do is art. I like to provoke thought and change. I like to get people to understand a little bit more about the world that we live in through my art, particularly surrounding body image. I think that that's a big problem in our society. How do I work in art is a funny and long process. In fact, the current project, which is called the Reflections Project, I began the idea for it 12 years ago. And I had a hard time bringing a model out of the closet, literally. And her closet was a mirror bifold door. She had to be coaxed out one arm at a time. And as I did that, I began to see this Rorschach-like reflection in the mirror. And it gave me this idea, hey, that would be cool. That would be a cool way to get people to come out of their comfort zone a little bit and perhaps expose themselves under a controlled environment, something that might appeal to them. It was 12 years later that I finally opened up a studio spot here at Hydra Studios and began to pursue that project, all in the name of bringing people out of their proverbial shell. My background in art began at Kutztown University, where many of us went, I'm sure. I started as a craftsman. I started with jewelry, and I had to take photos of my jewelry to sell them. And I picked up a camera one day and never put it down. I also married someone who was an ideal subject and wonderful to shoot pictures of, and that led to a semi-decent career in boudoir. About 8.5 years I shot boudoir photos and got bored of it. I got bored of shooting pretty people and wanted to turn my lens on ordinary people, because ordinary people have the opportunity to become extraordinary in the images that I create. Being creative is a process of mind, body, and soul. What creative means to almost every artist that I know is we cannot live without it. There's not a moment that goes by that I don't look at something and wonder how I can exploit it to make it better, to show it to a person who's never seen it before, or to help someone understand of why it is what it is. And that's what being creative is. So, though I went to Kutztown University in 1984, I figured out long before that I had to create things. It was an attention getter. Rather than being a bad kid with a military father who you would pay the price for any bad actions, I figured out that I could do amazing stuff with art and creativity and get praise. Favorite thing I ever created has to be a piece of jewelry I made in 1987. It was a brooch whale. I had just gotten back from seeing humpback whales for the first time and realized just how minuscule we really are in the grand scheme of things when I saw a creature that just absolutely dwarfed us, and thought how majestic and beautiful this thing was. And it inspired me to create a piece of jewelry that forever will be my favorite piece of art. My whole purpose of art, and it's always been this way, is to evoke some sort of response from people. And this particular project started as a body exposing exercise, which is why it's not called Reflections, but in fact called Reflections Project. The idea was to bring people out of their shell. What I didn't expect was the kind of people who wanted to do the project. I began this project with someone who was, for all intents and purposes, ideal in body weight and size. And before you knew it, I was shooting everyone from ideal to the opposite of ideal according to our society and creating the very compelling images. If I could do any more art than what I've already done in my life, it's going to be painting. There's just something different about painting, about creating an image from absolute whim. Photography is wonderful. It's an opportunity to capture a moment in time forever. But I believe that I could take my thoughts and my creative process a step further if I learned how to paint. So I've been told by many people, hey, you should do this to become more creative. You should do that to become more creative. Everything from meditation to psychotropics. The reality is, the best advice I ever got was stop thinking like everybody else and think like yourself. I'd really like people to check out my project. It's the Reflections Project. You can find it on Facebook, the social media network god that it is. Of course, you can find me, David Sloyer, on Facebook and check out my posts about my work. And of course, look for showings. I definitely would like the public to see what I do. More importantly, if you have any inclination whatsoever to become part of the Reflections Project, contact me. It is an ongoing project. I won't ever stop doing it. As long as I have people who are interested in stretching, I'm going to do the project.
So we're called Flux Capacitor, and we decided on that name. We just thought that was like a really funny name, and we kind of just had all these ideas. We had so many ideas for different things that we were going to pick, and it was really hard to decide on one. So we kind of put all the names together, and like everybody wrote down 3. Every single person had written that as their choice. So we were like, let's definitely go with that. It's cool, it's weird, and like I thought it was funny, and so we feel like that's like perfect. So we just kept it, and we like it.
Music helps me do so many different things throughout the course of a day. When I'm listening to it, it takes my mind to places that kind of reflect like what I'm kind of thinking or feeling. It energizes me, it makes me do more, depending on what I'm listening to. It's like magic. I think Jimi Hendrix said that in the past, and I think it's totally true. The things that music can do for people transcend the laws of reality, because it taps into our imagination, and it makes your heart move, and it makes your mind operate on different wavelengths. You know, the music we make, you know, it takes me to a place, you know, when a song comes out, it seems to come from somewhere outside of me, and I just feel like I'm just channeling the song. Like it was always there somewhere. Like when you find the right chords and the right words and the melody, and it locks in, and you just know it in your gut, like, oh, this is supposed to be a tune. You know, you get a euphoric feeling, you know, sometimes it, you know, chokes me up a bit, and it just feels like it's interconnecting with something bigger. And then the way it affects the world on the outside is it unites people, it motivates people, helps people rise up from, you know, the mundane situations we're often stuck in. It helps us kind of elevate to a higher state of being. All the great musicians that have influenced me are like heroes to me, like spirits, ones that have passed away. I feel like they're eternally present. You know, when the song is that powerful and that strong and it connects with, you know, a great many people, it's definitely something that's has power, like tremendous power to it, and it can affect the world. I think all the music affects the world in the positive, whether it's like heavy music or even dark music. I still think it has a positive effect because it's eliciting some kind of power, you know, that's coming from the human spirit.
What inspires me to do what we do is, you know, I like poetry, music with a lot of lyrics, music with, you know, it's instrumental, like classical stuff, all the way to like some ambient sound things, and then like to visual art. I'm like interested in the invisible and kind of like unspoken thing that you can't put words on, but there's that energy that lives behind all of those things. Like I'm interested in that like invisible thing that ends up making the people make the art. So I guess then I'm just inspired in the way that I want to find out my own versions of what I can make and create and put out, and that's why I do what I do.
So when I think about the record industry today, I think it's definitely different than when I was growing up listening to music, from when I knew that I wanted to play music compared to how it is now when I see how everything works. And I like the way the internet helps music, and I like the way that it helps everyone get their name out there. It should probably get back to, you know, something more creative and not just all for the money, but I mean, it is a business. So, you know, I think that you can totally function on your own and be a band and make great music and do it for your whole life if you want to. And there's plenty of people out there that like want to listen to it, and there's so many outlets for everything you do as long as you're creative and you have a lot of drive. And I think it's kind of fallen back in the hands of the people now because they can't really control everything about it anymore, because it used to be like almost just radio. So now there's so many different ways to find the music and listen to it that it's kind of just up to the people to create, you know, see where it goes. And that's what I like about it, you know.
Like I kind of mentioned before, all kind of forms of art, I think, like from visual to all the different kinds of music that's been made in the last like 100 or more years or ever in the whole world. I don't know, some of the things that have that I've been drawn to for some reason is people's like maybe secondary art if they were famous for something else. So like even Jim Carrey, the actor, like he paints pictures and he's an artist and he's a visual artist. Like I like looking at his stuff. Jim Morrison's poetry, and you know what I mean, not necessarily all the music and stuff all the time.
We all kind of started playing music a long time ago. Me and Pete grew up together. All three of us grew up together, but me and Pete are a little closer in age, so we always hung out together. And he started playing the guitar at a real young age, and he was always like, "Oh, like you should play something," or like, you know. And I was like, "Well, you know, what do I want to play?" And so I kind of like decided, you know, I'd like to play drums. I thought they were badass, and they always sounded cool to me. So I think my parents got me this like little like Yamaha 4-pad drum machine. You know, I got a snare just by itself, and then I got a drum kit with no cymbals. And I'm like always playing along with like what he was making pretty much at the time, and like a few random like cover things that we would learn. But so we kind of did that since we were real young. And then he started a band with a couple other people in the neighborhood, and there was like 2 drummers, and we would like switch off because I didn't have like a full kit yet. And then I got my own, and then we just kept making music, and he kept writing songs, and we were like, you know, we got to put something together. We had so many great songs, and we ran into some people at a party, and you know, we put it together like really short notice, and it had a great response. So then we kept moving with that, and then we went to record our first album, and you know, a lot of people were going through different things. Like me and him have always pretty much been on the same page, and Mike had meanwhile been playing keyboards and guitar and other things all along. So, and he'd been listening to all our music. We got to this point where we were like, we really want someone to play keys, and we were looking around and we auditioned like 4 or 5 people, and they were all great, but we were always kind of like, yeah, like that was cool. And then we were like, you know, why don't Mike come in and start jamming? And once he did, it was we were just like, yeah, like that's exactly what we were looking for. And so we kind of kept pushing on through that, and you know, the lineup changed a little bit again, and then it just ended up being us 3, and we were like kind of like debating, like, should we audition more people, or you know, we make so much progress together. We just work together really well, and it's easy, and we don't have to explain everything so much, and we know what each other are thinking. So we were like, you know, maybe we don't need to check anybody else out. Let's just do this and see what happens. So we started just rehearsing all the time, like, you know, 2 or 3 days a week, getting our set prepared, and then we had our first show as a 3-piece at the Blockley in Philly, and it just it went really good. Like, we were kind of nervous because it was like a different kind of setup, and it went real well. And then we just started, like, everything started happening like really easily after that. Like, a lot of people were calling us for gigs. Like, our album just sounded great, and we were just pushing that out everywhere. And so we're just pretty much still doing that to this day, and we have so much material. Like, we're recording our 4th album right now. We've been like a very fruitful musical period for a while, so it's been really cool, and I hope it keeps going, you know.
With the 3 of us being really united, it's really fair to say that we are all writing these tunes. You know, some are more attributed to one person than the other. If, like, you know, it might hit us at once, all the ideas hit us at once. The next album, I don't want to say too much about it to keep it a surprise, but there's mega contributions on this record from each one of us singularly, and then a large portion of it's coming from a communal place as well. So I know we just worked on a new tune for Mikey today. He's constantly writing. Jason's on the instrumental end of things. Even he does sing in the band, backup vocals, but he writes as well. And we're incorporating that more and more. It's really satisfying for all of us to contribute. You know, it creates more of a dynamic and a vast landscape of, you know, a bigger landscape of tunes, you know, to have in our vocabulary in Flux. So I'd say we're all writers here.
We have 3 albums out already on iTunes. We got a ton of stuff on YouTube to watch. We got a ton of stuff on archive.org, live shows on there. Our website is www.fluxcapacitorband.com, and there's a couple tracks on there, I'm pretty sure. Bandcamp, Amazon, Groove, Spotify, Pandora.
Yeah, it's best to come see us at our live shows probably, but check it all out first so you know all the songs, and then you'll have a great time.
Yeah, come and hang out with us. Take it home with you.
What is art? Art is life, art is communication.
It is an expression of your creative spirit.
Art can be anything, and you can see art in practically anything.
Yeah, art is what you get away with. Yeah.
I think it's a social disease brought on by aliens for a select few people on this planet to just start making things and objects and paint and pigment and to talk to other people without actually using words.
Art is whatever you want art to be.
It's what you can, you know, if you make something look cool, or if people will give you money for it.
People want you to be exposed to art, but art is the most exposed thing in the world. Like, whether you like art or you don't like art, and that's just how it is.
It really is what you get away with. I've always thought that. Yeah.
I don't know, it seems pretty important to a lot of people. So I do it for money and fame. That's it.
My name is Diane Zerr. I'm a graphic designer and illustrator. I started graphic design and illustration because I liked to draw as a kid. And in high school, my parents encouraged me to go to a commercial art program. And it kind of all spun out from there. Illustration and design is how I term it, but mostly focus on lettering, hand lettering. Well, I started drawing as a kid, kind of did the typical art stuff in high school, but then through guidance counselor and my parents, they encouraged me to go to the commercial art program at the P.H.A.P. Once I really got a taste for it, I decided to go to college afterwards for 4 years. And once I got my degree, I did jobs in graphic design and agencies, and I just realized it wasn't enough. So I started illustrating and drawing hand lettering, and that really started to fuel something different. I don't think there was ever a moment that I didn't know I could create, because my mom was a crafts person and it was always around me, so there wasn't really a moment when I didn't know I couldn't create. There was always an element in my life where she was taking me to craft shows, or she was always making something at home, so I kind of knew it was always an avenue I could take. Usually with my work, I start by researching a topic, or I'm reading something, or I see something that sparks an idea, and I'll research it, whether it's through the internet, going to the library, and then I'll just start with sketches in my sketchbook and see what sticks. And once something sticks, I try to take it through my whole process, which is drawing, inking and scanning, and then manipulating through digital methods. I can't say I have an overall favorite, but usually the new piece I create becomes my favorite. But my most recent favorite is probably my roller derby bandana. I wouldn't say I have an overall agenda or message or personal mission through my work. I just really enjoy drawing. I love hand lettering. I love seeing different types of lettering and making new lettering. As far as any missions, I wouldn't say that's come out yet, but I haven't given up on it yet either, because I've started getting into painting and I'm hoping to open up some new doors with that. I've recently started painting, and it's not something I'm familiar with, but it's definitely something I want to explore more. So I've been playing with gouaches and watercolors, acrylics. I'm a little scared of oils, so I'll stay away from that until I kind of get the basics of these type of paints. Well, I think the best advice anyone can get as a creative, or to give to someone else that is creative, is to just work through any creative rut that you have. Always work through it. Like, even if you have no ideas or you feel like you're in a block, just sketch, draw, and if that's not working for you, if it's frustrating anymore, get outside and then come back and reset, because it really does work.